I'm Samantha from The Data Are All Right, and I am back with another video about how to make awesome mail merge solutions for nonprofits using Salesforce. And today I'm going to elaborate on the last video that I made, which was about tax letters. So as you can see on my screen calendar, it's November. Nonprofiteers everywhere are freaking out about sending donation acknowledgments, year-end operation logistics, and tax letters next year. So in my prior video, I talked about how to merge a single tax letter for a single household. But we all know that we have many generous households supporting the intrepid work of our nonprofits, and we need to be able to merge all of the tax letters for all of the households at once. I mean, that would be so incredible. And it turns out that it's not super difficult to do. With a little bit of elbow grease and confidence and time, and hopefully this video and resources, you'll be able to do this on your own. So what you see here is a special part of Conga Composer that is free if you have Conga Composer, but most people don't know they have it, and it's called a Global Merge, and it's super cool. I wish more people used it. So you see here, this is a record. I call it Merge Annual Tax Letter Global because it's pulling in everything that meets my criteria, all the households, and it is connected to a solution where I can put in all of the details about how the merge is supposed to work. So if you've been watching my previous videos, you'll know that this one is a very scant solution. There's not a lot of fancy queries, parameters, extras, bells and whistles. I kept this one really simple because today we're not focusing on the solution, we're focusing on the template and the way that we run the solution, because this is a different kind of merge than I've done in my videos so far. So you use this part of Conga called Global Merge. It's kind of funky when you create one for the first time. You have to already have a solution, and then you just give this a name. But then when you're in the solutions part, you create a new one. When you say what the main object is going to be, you have to select Global Merge instead of selecting household or wherever your object you're trying to grab, because this doesn't sit on an object. It sits in its own part of the world, and it's going to pull in whatever data you tell it to. So it doesn't even start with a record or an object. I already did that. This is my cooking show, recipe was already in the oven, so I already have one to show you. So this is my Global Merge. No, this is my solution. This is my regular old Conga solution that pulls in the Global Merge ID and a query telling it what data should be merged. So let's look at that query. I have that pulled up over here. So this might look like a bunch of gibberish, but we can go through it together and figure it out. So the first part of any SOQL is select. What is it selecting? Some fields, some ID, total amount donated, informal greeting. These are probably fields that you're familiar with if you're using the Nonprofit Success Pack. The other important one that might not jump out at you is record type. So I have I use a filter here at the end because I don't want to make tax letters for my organization records. I only want them for my household. So I'm pulling in the household ID here. So let's go back to the beginning. Select a whole bunch of fields from what? From accounts. That's the technical word for what households are in the back end of Salesforce. Where, and this is where you get to put in your filter criteria, sort of like running a report. So in this case, I only want households where they have donated more than nothing, and where the type of account that it is a household. So this is going to produce a list of households and a bunch of data for those households. And then what the magic part is going to be merging a letter for each of those households, but all packed up into one bundle of joy. So let's take this to the next level. Go to my Global Merge This is the only one so far in this org. And there's this nice pretty launch button. So this is smart enough to know which solution it's connected to, which records it should pull in. So all I have to do is click launch. It can be smart enough to know what template to pull in, but for the purpose of this example, I have a locally downloaded template on my computer that I'm going to select. Local template, select. It's open right here. Okay, I gotta close it. And let's merge it. So this is gonna find all of the households that had a donation, and it's going to produce one file that has consecutive letters with a page break between them. All right, let's take the results and drag it over. I'm gonna do enable editing. So we have page 1, Dear Patricia. Page 2, Dear Salamander. 2 different letters. It's kind of funny that these are arranged. Yeah, so you can see if we had 100 households, we would get a 100-page document. Right now, you can see that there's a table with lines. I left those in on purpose because I want you to see how this is built. But in the final version, then what we would do is hide the borders so that if we do a print preview of this, then it just looks like a regular letter on your letterhead. So how do you build a template that can make this possible? So I was in my first tries of doing this, I will admit to you that I was very frustrated that the first letter would just print below the second, above the second letter, and they weren't all on their same page, which basically gives me zero efficiency gained. We need each letter to start on its own page. That's like really critically important. And so I did this really fancy thing where I put a table. I made this weird, funny table in Microsoft Word. So this is a merged cell, and I'm using this special code in this merge field that says we're going to create one of these boxes for each household, right? Table start, the first household, then the second one, then the third one, however many households are in the table. But outside of that, we're going to put in a page break based on every account ID. And it's completely invisible, but it is the mechanism that lets us be able to print one document with letters on each page. And so if you like that, then you can start doing this right away. If you want each file to spit out on its own, then you have to pay Conga to use a different product called Conga Batch or Conga Trigger. But if you're really okay with having everything in one file that you just print out and you separate, then this could be the beginning of a beautiful nonprofit technology solution. So I hope you like it. I hope you find it to be valuable. All of the templates and queries and all of the things are stored publicly on my GitHub page. I'll pull that up real quick. And they get updated sometimes with improvements and contributions from other people. And so this is going to be the most up-to-date place to find templates and instructions, but I'm making these videos to complement them and bring them to life. If there's anything I haven't addressed in this video, I would love to hear from you. I have so many ideas for more mail merge videos to make, and I want to make sure that they are useful and fun and meeting you with the resources that you need and deserve, so that nonprofiteers can have more fun and have more impact and feel less frustration. So those are some of my big goals that I'm trying to bring out in these videos. And I'm so glad that you are along with me. Thank you for taking the risk to learn something hard and potentially boring. I'm so overjoyed and excited to keep doing this work together. All right, Bye.